Um, Hello? Aster? Oh, there you are! You really did lock me in the closet.
Uh, yeah, it's really late. What are you doing here?
Oh, well, it's been a while. Figured I should check in to see if you've destroyed our boy or not. Glad to see he's still in working order.
uh, yeah. So, you're still alive, I see.
Alive and kicking, somehow. Remember how I said the scientists didn't know where I lived?
Yeah, they did?
Yep. And they broke in right in the middle of our conversation. They could have at least waited until we were done.
So rude.
I know! But, anyways, they broke in, and I ran to Bellamy's house.
Uh, Bellamy? Who's Bellamy?
My best friend, and an assistant at the Library and Archives of Ancient Magic and Otherwise Forbidden Knowledge. She's very smart.
I'm sure she is.
Well, it worked out in my favor. She had lots of books on other galaxies and the like. She let me borrow a bunch of them to do some research.
Find anything?
It's more like what I didn't find. As far as any of those books are concerned, the planet you're on doesn't exist.
Great. So great. What do we do now?
I really wish I could tell you.
Hmm. Let's go outside.
Okay. Were you planning on going out? You're already wearing a jacket.
Yep.
Where are we going?
Uh, there's a place. It overlooks the lake. And the trees sort of part, and you can see the sky clearly. It's like kind of like a gazebo.
Do you go there a lot?
Every night.
I can get that. Sounds peaceful.
Here we are.
And why are we here?
Do you look at the sky at night?
I'd say it'd be difficult not to.
How so? What? What does your sky look like?
Well, for starters, the stars are bright. Very bright. All the time. Each one has a role to play in the tapestry of twinkling, ever shifting hues that lays across the dark sky. They emit a low, calming hum, as usual, but tonight it seems a bit more melodic, like the first note of a song, extending on, never truly beginning. But maybe the song never beginning is the beauty of the song itself. There's two moons out tonight. They glow a light pastel yellow, though they change colors with the sun. One is larger than the other, and the smaller of the two is partially hidden behind it, as if the larger is protecting it. The moons can vary. Sometimes there's one, sometimes there's two, three, seven, but there's always at least one. There's always something that the ever generous sun can give its light to, something to watch over the sky as it sleeps. I've always found it a little sad that the sun can exist just fine without the moon, yet without the sun, the moon would be nothing. It must be a sad existence for the poor moon, relying so much on something else. And yet, I feel like the sun doesn't mind. In fact, I feel like it's happy to shed its light on the moon and watch it glow brightly in the sky from its place below the horizon.
Very poetic of you.
I tend to think about the sun a lot.
People like you normally do.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. You're just bright.
Shocked. That sounded like a compliment.
Don't let it get to your head.
Well, there's no bright people to light up the world, then who will?
Stupid.
The moon is bright too, in its own way.
Oh, don't I know it.
You're acting a little weird. Are you alright? I mean, you've only insulted me once tonight. That seems really irregular for you.
I don't care. Can you see my night sky?
A bit. But I'm sure the cameras can't do it justice.
Well, it's beautiful. It always is around this time. I normally start out just walking down the street to check on the dogs one last time, but I always find myself here, led by the street lamps. The sky is sort of a fuzzy black like velvet. It slightly wavers as little specks of light push through. Thousands of dying stars beyond the solar system. They're just little tiny shuddering red dots, but none shine brighter than the moon. Oh, and what a spectacle the moon is. And she's red, reflecting the light of our red dwarf sun. The sun Milano orbits, and though you probably already knew that. The clouds are in inky black, fading into a gray around the edges. They frame the moon, almost giving the impression of a gateway, sort of like one of those old Renaissance paintings, the ones with the fluffy clouds. She's so bright, like in a gentle way. Like you can look at her without burning your retinas, and despite the fact that she's here in all of her glory, she still doesn't demand the same attention as the sun. She doesn't give you anything and doesn't expect anything in return. She's just here with you, like a watchful friend. And she's back every night, always there, and forgiving and forgetting. She never leaves, never fades away. You really remind me of her, sort of. I mean, not entirely. She's way better, but you do sort of come in phases. You're here. You're still here, right? You really quiet.
I never left.
Yeah, keep doing that. But you, you just, I don't know why. I don't understand you at all. I don't think you understand me at all either. But you came back to here, and I hope it wasn't just for the robot. I hope the moon. Did I tell you about the moon?
Yes, you did. What were you about to say?
The moon. It has a weird effect on me. I think when I look at it, I sort of think slowly, like a molasses. I sort of harder to think, clears your brain. I'm sorry.
You said that you hoped I didn't just come back for Humphrey. Hypothetically, what would you say if I told you I didn't?
I'd probably die.
Well, in that case, I totally just came back for him. Not for you at all.
Hmm.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I did come back for you. All right. Don't die on me.
Okay. Yeah, sure you did.
No, seriously. As much as I love Humphrey, I
You're watching me, aren't you? I can feel it like I feel the moon watching me. Have you even been looking at the night sky, like, at all?
maybe I watch you for the same reason you watch the moon.
Uh, to get drunk?
Wait. What?
I get drunk when I look at the moon only. That's why I look at it. Why? Why the hell would you look at me to get drunk? That's not how it works.
Oh, I mean, I assumed you just looked at the moon because it's nice to look at. I never thought that would be the reason.
Yeah. I mean, occasionally I do look at it because it's beautiful, but oh.
What do you mean? Oh,
I'm going to draw you one of these days. You look at me all the time. I need to know what you look like. It's just, I don't think it's fair that you can say things like that and I just can't know.
well, I would be honored.
You better.
Eyes look your last, arms take your last embrace, and lips owe you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death.
Why did you just quote Romeo and Juliet?
Oh, is that what that's from? I just heard it from the stars.
The stars, they can talk to you?
Well, talk to anyone if you look at them long enough.
Huh. Glad to know I'm not the only one with quirks looking at the night sky.
I suppose you aren't.
Still really fucking weird though.
Only the best things are.
Hey, I almost forgot to mention the asteroid. It's just barely visible below the moon.
The asteroid? What a coincidence. I can see one too.
It's the what's it called? It's the Eris asteroid. It passes through every year.
Huh. Funny. The names are similar. Mine's the Eros asteroid. It also comes by every year, but I've missed it every year till now.
Huh. Is the Eris, it's star shaped from what I've heard. It's got pointed edges.
And a tail that glows slightly pink if you look hard enough.
Huh. I guess Humphrey's lens isn't as bad as you made it out to be.
No. I know that because that is the Eros asteroid.
Huh. One letter difference.
You're looking at it right now, right?
Yeah. It's quite the coincidence, don't you think? I mean, it's nice, I guess. At least there's one thing our worlds have in common.
Well, if this is some sort of singularity, a point in space that ties us together. I'm waving to you.
God, that is sickeningly sweet. I can almost feel my teeth starting to rot.
Aren't you gonna wave back? You call that a wave? Come on, put some energy into it.
Fine. There. Happy?
Hi.
Hello. Alright. I'm getting dizzy. I should go home.
Oh, be careful. Don't fall or anything. I, sadly, wouldn't be there to catch you.
Don't worry. I've fallen plenty of times walking home already. A couple more craters in my bones wouldn't hurt. At least then I'd look a bit more like the ever-pleasant moon.
And what would the sun be without their moon?
Probably not much different.
Ah, but that's where you're wrong. To most people, sure, nothing would be too different, but I think the sun would miss the moon, their other half, their constant companion in the sky. Without the moon, the sun would simply freeze over with sadness.
Your awfully romantic views of the world won't change how far away they actually are. The sun will keep leaving without the moon. I mean, nothing orbits the moon. It's alone and would be lost without everything else. The sun just gets to be there and everything just sort of follows, like shadows.
Well, being so pessimistic doesn't help either. There's purpose in both the sun and the moon, and I don't see why they can't care about each other, even though they're so far away. They may never touch, but they're never quite as far as you might think.
They're hunks of rock only.
I know. Well, technically the sun is made of gas, but...
Shut up, only.
We both know you don't actually want me to shut up.
Shut up.
Okay. All right. I'll be quiet.
Will you be back tomorrow?
Of course I will.
I'll miss you.
I'll be back first thing in the morning. I promise.
Good.
I'll miss you too.
God! You're so clingy.
Hey! You said it first!
Yep. Well, you were the you said it last, so you're the loser.
Alright. Fine. You win.
Finally. Alright, it's, guess it's time for us to depart.
Sweet dreams, Aster. Hello once again, whoever might be listening. I have been staying up far too late every night this week, whether for research, stress over the scientists, or other reasons, and I am now paying the toll. When I sleep well, I'm usually pretty well managed, but I can tell that today won't be a good day. I was rudely awoken this morning by my legs, who had made the fantastic decision of breaking out in a rash in the night. My medication isn't doing much for it either. I'm just gonna have to wait it out, it seems. I'm itchy and exhausted and achy, and I'm coughing, and I hate it. I've been on a good streak recently. Why, of all times, must I start flaring up while I'm on the run from a group of scientists who may or may not want to kill me? Life isn't fair sometimes, I guess. But this one is kind of on me. Can't say I regret it much, though. Sure, I know she was moon drunk, but they do say that drunk words are sober thoughts, right? And I don't know how I'm feeling, really. She's nice sometimes, and gentle sometimes, and pretty all of the time, but I don't know how to feel about her. She's confusing. Or maybe I'm confusing, and the fact that I'm confusing is making everything else seem confusing. I don't know. My brain is all foggy. I would say that I should just come back to this when I'm feeling better, but I know that I'm just going to keep thinking about it anyway, so I don't have any reason to stop talking about it, right? Bellamy brought me a book earlier. She says that reading always helps her feel better. It's called The Heartbroken Betrayal of Love. Love has fallen down the pit of never escapingness and will never return because it is dead, by Whitney Lamppost. It's volume 14 of 27.4. Man, I used to be such a big fan of these books in high school. I remember them so well that I was able to just pick up where I left off. Maybe I'll go read for a while. Get my mind off of things, finally. Get a bit of peace. Oh, you have got to be fucking kidding me!
The moon makes me drunk, strips me of my better judgment, and makes me a vulnerable mess. Actually, a mess, I guess, isn't the proper term. It's just the way I naturally am. I feel like the moon's light almost straightens me out, brightens the darker sides of myself that I like to shy away from. When I'm staring up at her, I can let go and remember how small my existence is. A small little person on a tiny planet in a system of solar systems circling a huge black hole. My existence is so temporary that it'll easily be forgotten. And everyone just move on. And when I die, I'll join those dying stars, those soon-to-be nebulas. I'll join them and hope my death is half as beautiful as theirs. I wish I could be that carefree and acknowledging all the time, but I have responsibilities. I have a family's dignity to protect and my own to earn back. Lucia has made that plenty clear. She tells me just how much of a problem child I really am. I cause more problems than I fix. In terms of bettering the world, I'm useless. When I talk with them, I don't feel useless, though. I don't feel like a little fly trapped in the web of something greater, or a little annoying scab that someone just needs to pick at. I just feel like I can exist with them. They haven't gotten back to me. They haven't returned since last night.
all this waiting makes me wonder if it's even worth it. What if all this waiting and hoping and praying doesn't change the fact that at one point it's just going to end? What if they hate me by the end of this? What if they just don't come back one day and I'll never know why? I hope they can sense how I feel in some way. That they can feel how I care. I hope that feeling binds them here so I don't have to wish them as a tangible form that I can lock up and yell, "Don't leave me here." Of course, I can't tell them, knowing that could end in many ways I don't want it to, and knowing that it won't work, and knowing how appearances matter here. It would never work. So I'm not going to push it. We're staying right here. A relationship that I can survey and control and make sure doesn't get out of hand. I won't let myself ruin this like I've ruined everything else. Never again.